Let's go back to the wide receivers, and another wide receiver not being talked about a lot in this draft, but a wide receiver that I again felt myself just having a little bit of a fondness for in watching the tape. That's going to be Jermaine Burton at Alabama. Kid started out his career originally at Georgia, highly looked at as far as a kind of a prospect, and was going to be that next guy to kind of ascend out there and be that guy. And then he ended up going to Alabama. Now, Alabama, he's been pretty good. Even over 4 years, he's been pretty solid with his production. But over the last 2 years, he's been really good. 1,500 total yards over the last 2 years, 15 total touchdowns. Once every, I think it is like 7 catches, he gets a touchdown. So just a touchdown maker. If you're looking for and I know I do these references to older Seahawks players, and maybe this is where the fondness for me with Burton kind of developed, much like with James Williams. If it reminds me of a former great Seahawk, I mean, sue me. If I don't develop a little bit of a, hey, this guy right here, let's get this, I mean, it's the way it is. And this guy reminds me a lot of Doug Baldwin. His competitiveness off the line of scrimmage, through the route, and dealing with physicality, just refusing to let you knock him off his spot. We've got a lot of just like, prancing, preening kind of receivers out there that the first time they get a little bit of, little contact, oh, I can't catch it. Or I can't get it back into my route. Ref, save me, ref, save me. That's not what you get with this guy. He'll take the contact and get back upfield. He's quick into his breaks and out of his breaks. He's got some initial first step quickness. He reminds me in this draft, he's the player to me in this draft that reminds me maybe closest of a Doug Baldwin. He's not necessarily got as much yak that Doug had. Doug wasn't a supreme yak guy, but could give you a little bit of that. I don't think this guy gives you a lot of yak ability, but what stands out to me is that he is a pure receiver. He runs great routes. He's got really strong hands. He's got an ability with that explosive jumping ability, a little bit like Malik Washington had, like Doug had as well, right? Not only you can get up there, but you can get up there fast, and he can do that too, and it helps him to, again, elongate that catch radius for a guy at 31-inch long arms, 6 feet tall. Not the biggest guy necessarily out there on the field, but he's got a really big heart. And a part to consider in with this is, especially into this year, he didn't have as good a quarterback play. There's a lot of times where he's breaking open this past year, and you're seeing errant, poor throws. That was more of kind of a scrambling quarterback out there at Alabama. Some people are buying that guy as a pro prospect. But in watching the tape on some of the guys in this draft and watching how he's playing the quarterback position, it is not a guy that this made it necessarily easy on Burton for him in this past year to go out there and be really, really successful. But 38.5-inch vert, 11.1 broad jump as well. So that broad jump, something to definitely pay attention to as far as this guy's got that 6 foot size, but he's got that explosiveness. And if I can jump over the top of this corner, it doesn't matter if we're neck and neck as far as the size wise, I can create that late separation in a route to go make that catch, especially if I have the strong hands and the contested catch skills, which is exactly what Jermaine Burton brings to the table.